Have you ever wondered why some relationships seem to drain you more than they enrich you? In our journey through life, we encounter various types of relationships. Some lift us, while others pull us down. It's vital to recognize that relationships should be about growth and fulfillment. But what happens when they become a source of constant stress and unhappiness? Could it be that there are toxic traits at play? Understanding the toxic traits in a relationship can be the first step to improving or even saving it. Now let's dive into the top 5 toxic traits that can harm relationships. First on the list is a lack of respect. Disrespect can rear its head in a myriad of ways, from belittling comments to dismissive behavior. It's a trait that undermines the very foundation of a relationship, creating a hostile environment where one or both parties feel undervalued. Next up is manipulation, a cunning and often subtle trait. Manipulation is all about control and dominance, often leaving the manipulated party feeling confused, powerless, and doubting their own judgment. It's a destructive force that erodes trust and fosters insecurity. Moving on, we have constant criticism. A healthy relationship thrives on constructive feedback, but persistent, harsh criticism is a different beast altogether. This trait can chip away at a person's self-esteem, making them feel inadequate or constantly on edge. Fourth, we have a trait that many might not immediately recognize as toxic: lack of communication. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. Without it, misunderstandings thrive, resentment builds, and the connection between partners weakens. A relationship where open, honest dialogue is absent is a breeding ground for discontent. Last, but certainly not least, are control issues. This trait goes beyond the normal desire for stability and predictability. It's about one person dictating the terms of the relationship, making unilateral decisions, and stifling the other's independence. Control issues create an unhealthy power dynamic that can lead to feelings of entrapment and frustration. These are just a few examples of toxic traits. Identifying them in your relationships is the first step towards addressing them. Remember, acknowledging the presence of these traits doesn't necessarily mean the end of a relationship. It's a wake-up call, a signal to start a conversation or seek help, because every relationship, no matter how strained, has the potential for growth, change, and healing. So, to recap, we've identified the top 5 toxic traits that can sabotage relationships. These are dishonesty, lack of communication, control issues, constant criticism, and a lack of respect. Understanding these traits is vital to maintaining healthy relationships. Addressing them head-on can prevent a lot of heartache and disappointment. Remember, every relationship has its ups and downs, but a relationship should never leave you feeling drained or disrespected. It's essential to recognize these toxic traits and take steps to address them. You deserve to be in a relationship that enriches you, not one that brings you down.